Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, we've got quite the matchup in store tonight, Doris. Two conference rivals set to clash once again.
And BA, there's typically a little bit of chippiness because it is clear these two teams don't like each other, and you and I are here for all of it.
And to look at the starters for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's Mikal Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Brunson in at the point guard position. Now here's Brunson. Really played well against Orlando in his last game. And the layup is good off the glass.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the height, guys. Brunson is a terrific finisher inside.
And so it's Poole who brings up the ball for the Wizards. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Free throw good. Poole. So many ups and downs in his career, Doris. You forget how young Jordan Poole is.
Well, think about opposite ends of the spectrum early on in his career. He goes down to the G League and then won a title all in a span of under 24 months. To me, he's still figuring out what works best for him, but the skill is undeniable. For Jordan Poole, focus and body control.
And here's Brunson from the arc. And Holmes pulls it down.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Poole, the pass to Kispert. Outside Koulibaly. Pass to Kispert. Launches it. The Knicks with the rebound. The Wizards beat them last time when these two met in Washington.
And last time against this squad, they struggled to make free throws.
Oh, Mr. Towns can hurt you from anywhere, and that includes putting it on your head.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Brian Keefe had a few moments to share with me. I discussed with Coach how difficult it is to guard Jalen Brunson. He initially joked. He said, you'll have to ask my guys that. Jalen is really gritty, confident player. We can't let him get into a rhythm early or we're going to be in trouble. We'll have to keep our eye on how well this defense does against Brunson. Guys?
Good job there, Allie. Thanks.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
Kispert outside. Beyond the arc. Towns with a rebound. The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Bridges outside. Towns right side. Over Kispert. Can't hit it from 12 feet. And it's Poole with the ball for the Washington Wizards. They lead by 4. Nice D from Bridges.
And that closeout certainly made a difference.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking.
Timeout, timeout.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
They were really able to exploit that defense. I mean, getting almost any shot they wanted. It was that easy.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
George, he's checked in for Kispert. And a switch here also for New York. McBride's checked in. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Well, guys, a big story this summer was Jalen Brunson signing a team-friendly extension, leaving an unprecedented amount of money on the table, but providing the Knicks with the opportunity to lock in this tight-knit core and contend in the East at the highest levels for years to come.
A team to be reckoned with. Shams, thank you for the report. Achua's checked in for New York. Doris, how about the evolution of Jalen Brunson's career from role player to star player?
Yeah, B.A., he begins his career as a backup point guard to the great Luka Doncic. But when given an opportunity to thrive without Luka in the playoffs, he did just that. Then he gets his own team and takes his game to an MVP level. Incredible evolution.
And again, the Knicks missing.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
George passes to Poole. The three ball. And that one's no good. He's 5 of 7 in this one. Now here's McBride. Middleton covering. Pass to Towns. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Karl Anthony Towns will mix his spots as a scorer, that time doing work inside.
Here's Poole. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
Hey, he's been efficient and effective. He's already hit 6 buckets out of 8 looks.
Brunson with it. Poole. Washington with a rebound. Holmes has got his 4th rebound in this one. George finds Poole. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Their last game, a win against the Magic, looking to carry it into this one.
And I'll tell you, that was not an easy environment to play in. It was a hostile crowd on the road, but it didn't bother them at all.
Well, the best way to silence a crowd is with your offensive game. Those fans got quiet in a hurry when the buckets started raining down.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
What a performance for Jordan Poole. He's been the story for the Wizards. He was dominant this quarter, scoring in bunches. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Washington.
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
Kispert is out there with George. Then there's Marcus Smart. Then it's Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Champagnie at the 5. That's the group starting the 2nd quarter for the Wizards.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Bridges feeling it out a little bit. From 13, it's rebounded by George. George has got his 5th rebound in this one. Washington leading by 10. Brogdon, the pass to Champagnie. And there's a 3-second violation. Here are some of the best and most intelligent shooters in the association. Jordan Poole on top. 2nd, Malcolm Brogdon.
The shooting has been phenomenal from both of these guys this season. Just look at the percentages they're maintaining.
Anunoby, he's checked in for Payne. Knicks trail by 10. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. The Knicks, one of the top defensive teams in the league, and it starts in the paint. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, "We've prided ourselves on having a tight shell. We've got great rim protection, guys who take charges, and we're aggressive on the ball. Guys, great defense has always been Tibbs' MO."
And nothing has changed now. Thanks, Allie. Well, Grant, you played on some very tight-knit teams. Talk to us about chemistry.
Well, B.A., you know, in some sports, chemistry is not a big issue, but in basketball, it is huge. You have to trust and believe in your teammates, and it has to be a unit, not 5 separate individuals.
McBride passes to Stewart. Here's Anunoby. Misses, and you know he wants that one back.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Brogdon with a bucket.
Well, the highly valued corner three. Brogdon, easy work right there.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
It's Bridges on the wing, guarded by Brogdon. And it's Bridges with the jam.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Well, Doris, since he was traded out of Phoenix, Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have skyrocketed. Why is that?
Handle the basketball. He can initiate action. You love the work ethic that went into that.
Back to Achua. Achua with the dunk.
Well, such an explosive athlete. Achua off his feet in a hurry.
Pass to Brogdon. Over Bridges. Again, Brogdon missing. Knicks trail by 10. Left side, Anunoby. McBride attacking. It's good. McBride's got his first 2 points of the night.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
Pass to Kispert. The three. And good. Coming on the assist by Brogdon. And the Wizards lead by 11.
Malcolm Brogdon has been rock solid since he won the Rookie of the Year award. This guy's capable as a scorer, and what a pretty pass there.
And we'll have a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And Washington will go for a different look here. Holmes, he's checked in for Champagny. Chris Middleton comes in for George. Koulibaly, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Jordan Poole in for Smart. Karl Anthony Towns is checked in for New York. Brunson comes in for Bridges. Picked by Stewart. Clock at 6. Here's McBride. Kispert grabs a miss.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Here's Poole. Oh, what an effort by Poole!
So if I'm the defense, I'm thinking Jordan Poole is on a roll, and I need to turn off the water.
Brunson passes to McBride. Outside Anunoby. Takes a three. And Holmes pulls it down. Holmes has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Poole. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Well, Doris, you covered him. Jordan Poole was electric in the 2022 NBA Finals.
Well, B.A., there's no doubt they do not win the title without Jordan Poole and the lift he gave them at various points in that finals run. This guy is electric on the offensive end when his game is working.
For the Knicks, Hart's checked in for Stewart, and it's Bridges in for McBride. So he comes up empty at the line.
Uncharacteristic trip to the line for him. Just lost his feel on those shots.
And the basket by Bridges.
Such a smart offensive player. Mikal Bridges assertive and focused when he gets this close.
Timeout. And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Marcus Smart's checked in for Washington. Wizards leading by 11. Lets it go from deep. And Smart nails the triple.
They're unafraid to let it rip from downtown, extending their lead.
And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for New York. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Outside Hart. Down low. And it's powered home by Towns.
Well, Josh Hart, the very definition of unselfish. How about keeping his eyes up and finding his teammate?
And here's Kispert from the arc. That's good. And so Middleton with the assist. Kispert's got 6 in the quarter.
And taking a look at this first half, they've just shown better shot selection.
And I think obviously we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Stolen by Bridges. And that'll do it for the first half of play. It's Washington. They lead by 13. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
I'm here alongside Tibbs and Coach.
Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
With All-Star Weekend around the corner, let's see who's looking to bring down the rims at the dunk contest this year.
Definitely some explosive guys on this list, but there's plenty of time out there for someone to grab this spot. Maybe even elevate.
And now, how about that first half? Talk about a dominating display for the Washington Wizards.
Their three-point shooting, wow. I didn't get a math degree, but I didn't go to Shaq University either. I do know a little thing about threes.
Yeah, Kenny, I heard you applied to Shaq University. Denied.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. One of the stories here, Jordan Poole. Man, is he getting it done today.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
So on the floor for the Knicks, we've got Mikal Bridges. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's Anunoby in at the 3, the small forward.
I think in today's NBA, you've got to be a 3-level scorer. The midi is good for Jalen Brunson.
Now an update on Bilal Coulibaly from Allie LaForce. What'd you find out, Allie?
I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of the Wizards about his status. The initial reports are saying that this is a serious injury and that he'll likely miss significant playing time. Nevertheless, determined to battle through it. As we see, guys, he's already checked back in.
All right, Allie, thanks. Appreciate the update. Obviously, guys, you hate to see an injury like this.
They're just so tough. It comes with the territory of being a professional athlete. But yes, here's hoping he recovers soon.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Outside Hart. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Josh Hart hammering it down. That's a message right there.
Here's Poole. That shot, no good. Some solid defense from Brunson. Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Grant.
Yeah, maybe in league history, BL. He's an elite three-point shooter, post scorer, and his passing is severely underrated.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
We've seen scoring totals increasing, and fans might appreciate it, but NBA VP and head of basketball ops Joe Dumars said, quote, I think what fans really want to see is incredible competition. The score is secondary to that. And guys, you talk about competing, Joe D brought it at both ends of the floor.
No doubt about that. Well said, Allie. They're running. That's good from Bridges on the assist from Anunoby.
Timeout.
Bridges has got 8.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. And now in December, here's what the Eastern Conference standings look like. You look at Washington, they're in first place right now with a tremendous record. They're certainly the team to beat. And of course, New York, 3 spots down.
Well, for the Wizards, I think we all knew they were going to be a dangerous team, but to their credit, they have lived up to those expectations. They're just not a team you want to face right now.
Yeah, and there really hasn't been any feeling out process for them at the start of the season. They were in peak form immediately.
Releases from 15, and it's Brunson missing. Wizards leading by 14. Here's Poole, and he makes it on the layup. Poole's got 26 points.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Bridges outside. That one's good for 2. Bridges has gotten 4 this quarter.
He's shooting well, doing his best to keep this offense in gear, but he hasn't had a lot of support.
Middleton passes to Kispert. There's the triple. That's good. And so Middleton with the assist. Middleton's got his 3rd assist of the night. Bridges outside. Anunoby for 3. Drains the triple. Anunoby's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
What an answer from OG Anunoby, delivering the three-point shot in response. Wow. Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
Knicks trail by 16. Now here's Bridges. 10 points for him. And again, New York with the triple.
You've got to be aware and stay attached to Mikal Bridges beyond that arc. This guy dangerous as a shooter.
Poole against Brunson. Puts it up from 12. Poole gets it in close.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Poole. That's foul number 2 for him. So for Washington, George, he's checked in for Middleton. And Smart subbed in for Coulibaly. And a switch here also for New York. McBride, he's checked in for Anunoby. 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. George against Hart. Towns a screen on George. Here's Hart. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Guys, when you talk about Josh Hart, he is putting himself in the conversation for one of the best rebounding guards we've ever seen.
Washington making some changes. Champagnie, he's checked in for Holmes. Bay comes in for Kispert. And Brogdon is subbed in for Poole. Stewart, he's checked in for New York. Achua comes in for Brunson. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Bay from long range. He can't hit that time. Knicks trail by 13. McBride passes to Bridges. Picked by Stewart. Fires the 3. Can't hit that one. And so it's the Washington Wizards in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. They hold a real solid lead right now. Love their approach tonight. We'll be right back with you shortly. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. George out there with Sadiq Bey. Dennis Malcolm. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Knicks trail by 16. Outside McBride. Towns a screen on Brogdon. McBride. And that one good.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Washington shooting 71%. Their offense has looked unstoppable all game long. From behind the arc. And again, it's Washington with a 3.
That man is laser focused. Now, that's bad defense for a team that has a long way to go to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Wizards.
Their offensive game plan has been simple. Look to shoot it often from outside the arc. And the results have been outstanding.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
Pass to Carrington. 4-3. Rebounded by Payne. Knicks trail by 15. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Lays it up and banks it in. Washington has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the fourth. Bay outside. Pass to George. Back to Bay. Here's Brogdon. Three-pointer. And it's New York with a rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds now. And Anunoby for 3. And there's the foul. It'll go on Precious Achiuwa. That's his first foul of the game. A new lineup here for Washington. Washington leading by 13. Here's Poole. And Poole fighting through contact.
He's carried much of the scoring load tonight. And with the win in reach, don't expect him to let up.
Outside Anunoby. From the arc. Knocks down the long J.
And their perimeter shooting numbers have been up since the start of the second half.
And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, while Brian Keefe was just reviewing the plan with his team, Coach had a direct message for the team saying no matter the lead, no NBA game is ever over. Do not let your guard down. We'll see if they hold on.
As always, Allie, we thank you. And here's Brunson from the arc. Kispert grabs a miss.
He made a 3 back in the first half, but that's it. We'll see if he can find his stroke.
Holmes passes to Poole. Over Brunson. And it's New York with a rebound. Anunoby with it. Picked up by Coulibaly. And here's Brunson from the arc. The three-pointer is down. Jalen Brunson.
You can see the work Jalen Brunson has put into his game. Boy, the three-point stroke has really come a long way.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. And we'll have a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Brunson from the arc. And Holmes pulls it down. They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
Poole for 3. And it's New York with a rebound. Towns has got 6 rebounds in the game. At 5 points in the quarter.
Great effort to turn the miss into 2 points.
Yes, sir. Those are the hustle points. And so it's Poole who brings up the ball for the Wizards. 17 points was their biggest margin.
This guy, not just a jump shooter. Jordan Poole, more than capable of finishing inside. He's got some creativity.
I was up to it.
Seen that play develop ahead of time. Hits his man in stride.
Washington leading by 9. Poole shadows off. Bridges outside. Here's Brunson outside. And it's Coulibaly with a rebound.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Putting on the jets, Jordan Poole, and the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play.
confidence is never going to be an issue. This young man has the attitude there's nothing he can't do on a basketball floor.
Brunson against Poole. And Brunson, here we go. Misses the layup. Brunson against Poole. Oh, and Towns with the block.
Outstanding anticipation from Cat right there. He sends that thing back to another zip code.
Anunoby passes to Brunson. Outside Hart. From downtown. Sends it home from three-point land. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Poole. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Okay, Mr. Poole, we see you get up, sir.
So we see the Wizards taking the W here. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yeah, so true. They put on a show here at home, and I really think they had that extra swagger and confidence, too.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K team, this is Brian Anderson signing off. And we present the player of the game, Jordan Poole.
And the players get themselves in game mode with the tip-off just moments away. Welcome and happy holidays from... And Greg, for games like this, where these two teams just played each other, how different is the approach?
It is different, Kevin. It can almost feel like a continuation of the last game, and one team now maybe has payback on their mind.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's Jalen Brunson. Then it's Bridges. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. Poole against Brunson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Jalen Brunson.
And Poole playing aggressive on the inside, just forcing the defense to come at him.
Washington shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second.
Well, Jordan Poole, as far as continuing to develop his game, is more focused on becoming a more consistent player in this league.
Now here's Towns. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Hart, wide open. He fires. Cans it from downtown.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
You know, Brent, Josh Hart has been a contributor at the many stops in his NBA career.
Now, sometimes you have to wait to find your home, Kevin. That's been the case for Josh, but he has always contributed to winning. And now he's locked into this role where he is flourishing. This guy has all the tools to go out there and do little things every night that help your team be in a position to win games.
And so it's New York with it, following the three-pointer by Washington. Now here's Kispert, defended by Hart. Holmes passes to Poole. Middleton for three. And again, Washington with the triple.
And that's what Middleton is known for, a remarkable outside shooter, and that release got off pretty quick.
Brunson kicks to Hart. Back to Brunson. Towns a screen on Poole. Here's Brunson. It's rebounded by Poole.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Pass to Holmes. Anunoby against Poole. And that one comes up a bit short. The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Hard bounce pass. Brunson against Poole. Brunson, good.
Brunson, one of those players that's just not going to be denied, determined to convert inside, and he does.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. What do you got for us, D.A.?
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe gave me a few minutes to catch up. He talked about facing a point guard like Jalen Brunson, and he told me Jalen's got a great sense for angles and knows how to attack if anyone's out of position. You have to stay disciplined on defense. Of course, Brunson will be the focus of their attention tonight. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. George is checked in for Corey Kispert. Miles McBride's checked in for the Knicks. Towns finds Hart. They double him with George. Towns from deep three-point range. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will return possession. And just a fantastic run of games for him. A look at the Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Well, he's been an absolute magician when the ball has been in his hands. There isn't any aspect of the offense that he hasn't contributed in, and it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, unless you are an opposing coach, then his play has been a vivid nightmare.
Here's Hart. Rebound by the Wizards. Now Poole. He has 6. Holmes passes to Poole. For 3, Middleton. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. For the Washington Wizards, they won their last contest, that game against the Knicks. Here's Bridges. Off with the layup. Wizards leading by 4. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And he converts the layup.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Some nice passing by New York here. Bridges misses.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Harrington, that's good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Middleton inside the three-point line. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. McBride with the ball. Still scoreless. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Poole. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Flat out taking the game over, and there's no way he's going to give it up.
Poole against Brunson. Can they get it? And the layup is up and in. Brunson's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Poole lays it up and banks it in.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart, the other one playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And so it's the Washington Wizards going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
So far in this one, guys, it's been the shooting. In particular, from mid-range. That has been huge for them.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. It's a lot of rubble in there, but they're continuing to go right at the defense.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. Cameron Payne is out there with Miles McBride. Then there's Isaiah Stewart. Then there's Achua. And it's Bridges in at the 3. And that one, good. Here's Brogdon. Outside, George. To the wing right side. And here's Kispert from the arc. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Kispert's got the lead up to 11 now for the Wizards. Now here's Payne. D right on him. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
And what a stuff there. Bridges doing it with authority.
And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Washington Wizards. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That will complete this 4-game homestand. The 3 from George. The rebound by McBride. Knicks trail by 9. And he lobs it up toward the rim. The dunk by Achua. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
Now, here's Bridges, defended by Kispert. A dunk by Achua.
Now that wide body of Achua setting the screen and releasing for the hoop.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Washington making some changes. Richaun Holmes comes in for George. And Middleton subbed in for Kispert. The Knicks also changing it up. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Stewart. And OG Anunoby subbed in for Payne. Knicks trail by 8. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
The 17-footer. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Shanbenny's got his first points of the game. For New York, they've gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Here's Achua. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Richaun Holmes.
Achua just battling inside. He earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
Jalen Brunson. He's checked in for Bridges. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pass to Shanbenny. The 3 ball. It's rebounded by New York. Wizards beat them last time when these 2 teams met in Washington.
Yeah, they dropped the last game of this matchup. Their bench wasn't able to keep up with the opposing reserves offensively.
Washington leading now by 5. Holmes finds Smart. Here's Shanbenny. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. New York's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Shanbenny, and he's good on the 3 ball. Shanbenny's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, the size that Brogdon has at the point guard, a good job of finding somebody over the top.
Brunson against Smart. Shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Brunson.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Holmes kicks to Brogdon. Pass to Smart. Back to Brogdon. Outside, Smart. Wizards passing it around. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good. Champagnie.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Brunson, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And here's Brogdon from the arc. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got his 4th assist in this one.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
The 9-foot shot. Brunson with another miss. Brunson against Smart. Here's Brogdon. That shot, no good.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And so it's the Washington Wizards going into the break with a 10-point lead. From beyond the arc, they've been absolutely tremendous. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Well, Coach, this first...
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following halftime.
Hey, folks, thanks for joining us. It would be an understatement to say it's been a great half for the Washington Wizards.
Their bench has impressed. You get a jolt of energy, all that offense. This is a...
And next, a look at some of the possible participants for this season's dunk contest. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Corey Kispert is out there with Holmes. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then there's Jordan Poole. And it's Carrington in at the 2-guard position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And it looks like the pool is filling up in a hurry here. He's catching fire, and it's tough to put that one out.
Here's Bridges, and the rejection by Holmes.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalen Brunson is a very cerebral player. He says he focuses on the little things. The attention to detail has made the game a lot easier. I know what I'm capable of. So as long as I keep working on my craft, keep the same mindset, only good things are going to happen for me. Kevin, back to you.
Good stuff, David. Amazing how far he has come. We appreciate the report. And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Show you the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. Number 1, the Wizards.
Well, over the last month, they've started to hit a high percentage of shots, and I think it's due primarily to great shot selection.
Bridges outside. Pass to Hart. Bridges with it. Anunoby passes to Bridges. New York, no good that time either.
Ugly start. Second half, they've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Poole kicks to Middleton. From outside the arc. Rebounded by Hart.
Well, if he wants to make the defense work, he's got to start knocking down the threes. Only one so far in this game for him, and none since halftime.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Ray, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think it amazes both of us that Jalen Brunson fell to the second round, the 33rd pick back in 2018. So, with that in mind, how has he overcome the doubters?
Well, the first thing he got was opportunity, Kevin, and that's all you can ask for as a young player. What he was able to do in Dallas opened up the eyes of a lot of people to what he was capable of as a point guard in the league. But trust me, Jalen Brunson has never stopped believing in his ability and confidence to dominate a game the way that we've seen him do that in the past couple of seasons.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Brunson. Averaging around 26 points per, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And so much of what they do on offense depends on how he plays.
Well, he attracts serious attention from the defense, and that really does open up the backside for a lot of his teammates to take full advantage.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Bridges sets the screen for Hart. Off target with his 3. And here are the Wizards now. Big stretch here going 10 right at the free throw line. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Brunson's got 8.
That's a tough distance to master, but Brunson making that mid-ranger look good.
Here's Poole. And that one is off. Brunson with some nice D. Pass to Anunoby. Now Bridges fires from deep. Buries it from three-point range. He's got 7.
And that's a shot Bridges needs to just keep sinking. You can see his confidence growing.
Here's Poole. It's rebounded by New York. Hart's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. 15-point game. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Pass to Carrington. Back to Poole. Takes a 3. Offensive rebound. Poole on the wing. Fires the 3. The 3. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns. The Knicks making a switch here. McBride's checked in. The 3 from Poole. The three-pointers right on target. Poole's got 15 points here in the second half.
And he's absolutely feeling it. There is no hesitation from Jordan Poole.
Pass to Hart. In the corner, it's Bridges. McBride with the ball. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Chalk up 2 there. That's 29 points for Jordan Poole.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give him some space, let him get to work.
Here's Brunson. Brunson, hard finish inside.
Oh, that takes such tenacity just to get in there. Brunson battling through the inside contact.
Here's Poole. Can't hit from in close. It could go. No good that time. And so it's Jordan Poole making highlights for the Wizards. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. Back right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Now the passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for New York here in the 4th. Achua is out there with OG Anunoby. Then there's Miles McBride. Then there's Towns, and it's Payne in at the point. To the middle. It's good. Payne's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for New York.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Right side, George. Fires it up. The rebound by McBride. McBride's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Payne. Out to the right wing. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And one of the game's elite shooters, and Towns' sweet stroke definitely extends to the free throw line.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Wizards leading by 12. In the corner, it's Brogdon. Jacks up a 3. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And a great shot from Brogdon. He's definitely a threat from that area.
Pass to Achua. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. Misses the baby hook. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Brogdon. And he drops it in from the low post.
Timeout, timeout.
Brogdon's got 5 points in the quarter.
Brogdon inside, never rushed, effective with the soft touch.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Chris Middleton's checked in for the Wizards. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Achua. Some nice passing by New York here. Hart against Brogdon. Stolen by Brogdon. Here's Bay. Back to Brogdon. Kicks it down to Middleton. This one for 3. Drills the three-pointer. And the Wizards lead by 20.
So those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been tripled.
Pass to Hart. George against Towns. He drops in the layup off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And it's Smart with the ball for the Wizards. Brogdon outside. Three-pointer. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
And I don't know how they keep doing this, but every time down, the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line in a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. Bridges outside. And it seems each season more things can be subject to video review. Are you a fan of that, Greg?
You know, I'm a fan of keeping the game moving. I'm not sure I'd get rid of review, but I sure would like the league to find a way to speed them up.
From about 19 feet, George, no good.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
Brunson with a clean look. Knocks down the 3-ball.
And aren't we here with Brunson? This is what we expect from him, crafty and efficient.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. .151 left to play in the final quarter. And again, Washington no good. Knicks trail by 16. Anunoby passes to Bridges. Brunson outside. With the teardrop. Good work defensively by Holmes. Wizards have gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Wizards.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jordan Poole.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Payne's shot is good.
Hard to leave any player that wide open from that distance.
Here's Poole. And it's in there. Poole's got 34 points.
Yeah, and Poole does have some tricks up his sleeve. It helps him get around that contact inside.
Pass to Stewart. There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Misses from close range. It's Poole with the drive, and the layup falls. And the Wizards lead by 21.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's Shamet. And a miss there on the triple.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Yep, it counts.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
And Stewart gets it to go.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Poole up top, driving in, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And now we present our player of the game.
From 2K Sports to everyone out there, welcome and Happy New Year. Here with the greats, Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. I'm Brian Anderson, and Allie LaForce, our reporter. And here's a look at some numbers for Lonzo Ball.
He's been really dialed in from deep during these last 5 games. Looking assertive and in control every time he rises up to shoot from beyond the three-point line. And it's been fun to watch.
And the starting group for Chicago. Gideon White pair to make the backcourt. Nikola Vucevic is out there with Buzelis. And it's Herder in at the small forward position. And for Washington, they've got Chris Middleton. Here we go. Corey Kispert out there with Rashawn Holmes. Then it's Jordan Poole. And it's Carrington in at the 2. And with New Year's Day upon us, Grant, what goes through your mind as a player?
Wow. Another new year, new possibilities. Time to put it in gear as the NBA action heats up. Teams that survive this stretch run start to become real contenders.
The shot's good.
Oh, such a soft touch on the runner from Poole. He can do a little bit of everything.
And Giddey has got the ball here for the Chicago Bulls. Charity stripe shot. Rebound by Middleton. And Washington with possession. It was a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And they won that last game between these teams easily, posting a scorching hot field goal percentage. Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
All right, let's kick it over to Allie, who had a chance to talk with head coach Brian Keefe.
And one of their main defensive focuses, Nikola Vucevic. Coach telling me that Vuce has the big body, plus he can really shoot it, but they really emphasized boxing him out. Nikola is great at converting misses into second chance points. Boxing out. It's back to the basics, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
RJ, when you talk about Vucevic, is he the best NBA player ever to come from Switzerland?
There is an argument to be made. He has the most points by any Swiss-born player by far and the only All-Star game appearances.
And so here is Chicago. The Wizards making their last shot. Here's Herder. Rebound on the Wizards.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Here's Carrington. Three-pointer off the mark. For Chicago, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jordan Poole. That's his first foul of the game. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Pass to Vucevic. Herder against Middleton. Herder into the lane. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
You love to see that from Herder. If teams are going to guard against his three-point ability, you have to make him pay and just blow by them.
Here's Poole. And the layup is good. Poole's got 6.
Out to a hot start. 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
Giddey passes to Vucevic. It's Herder on the wing. Outside Giddey. Pass to Vucevic. Excellent D there from Holmes.
That's just a bucket. Look, you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss them.
Here's Poole. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Give him 8.
He's just got it on automatic right now, shooting 100%, and that'll keep your confidence high.
Here's Buzelis. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first quarter. White, good.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
He sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here, hanging up there like that. And there's 1:38 left in the opening quarter. In each of the last 2 years, RJ, the Bulls have been eliminated in the play-in tournament.
Yes, they've been just about 500 each of those seasons, so Chicago has been in that dreaded middle ground. Not contenders while also not picking high in the draft. That is the worst place any NBA team could be.
Now here's Kispert, still without a bucket. Counted from distance.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy.
1:03 left to play in the first quarter. And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. He wants to review the game plan. A big group substitution here for Chicago. And for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. You look at the Pacers, they're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
You know, right now for Washington, they've claimed the top spot because they've earned it. Some critics have said they're playing way above their heads, but I think we're just learning how great this team is.
59 seconds left to play in the first. Pass to Jones. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Washington. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Knicks.
I found it was an interesting game. Anything they couldn't get from their starters, they got from their reserves.
For a number of reasons, depth seems to become more important every year.
This run has been fueled by their matador defense.
Jones feels it out. The teardrop. Rebounded by Champagnie. The Wizards on offense. They're on an 18-6 run. Here's Poole. His first miss, making him 7 for 8. Bulls trail by 10. There's Ball with a three. Knocks down the triple. 5 ticks left in the first quarter here. Here's Smart. Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. It's Washington up by 7. And back to the start of the second quarter in just a moment. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
The story so far has been their mid-range shooting. The analytics might not like it, but elite offenses still knock it down from that area.
You have to like the fact that they're not settling at all. I mean, they've really made a point to get the ball down inside and challenge that interior defense.
Malcolm Brogdon out there with Marcus Smart. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then there's George. And it's Champagnie at the 5 spot. That's the group for Washington right now.
Not Brogdon's favorite spot, but he does have that range.
And he jams it home with authority.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
And dialing into our broadcast remotely, I'm told we have Shams Charania here with a special report. Shams, take it away.
Hey, Brian. As the trade deadline gets closer, it's the Spurs front office making things happen. They've acquired one of the more mobile and athletic centers in the league. Clint Capella knows his role: defend, run the floor, finish, and rebound at a high level. He might never be a star in this league, but he can star in his role, and that certainly has quite a bit of value.
Always great to hear from you, Shams. Thanks so much.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
Pass to White. Smart against Jones. Drops it hard with one hand. Timeout. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. For Chicago, Nikola Vucevic. He's coming in for Phillips. And Herter's subbed in for Ball. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously. And size certainly helps. And then the savvy and balance to create that space.
Now here's Jones. Really played well against Charlotte in his last game. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Pass to White for three. That shot off. Wizards leading by 7. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Nikola Vucevic has seen a lot in his decade plus in the league, and he said the game has changed. Now you have centers that can pass, put the ball on the floor, make plays, and shoot threes, play like guards. And you can't get stuck in time. You have to be able to adjust.
Allie, he's certainly got the skill level. Back to White. And Holmes with the block. Middleton against Herter. Pass to Holmes. Back to Middleton. Jacks up at 3. Can't get a second shot to fall. Now 1 of 2. Now here's White. The D's right on him. There's Herter with the 3. And once again, off the mark by Chicago. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. 10-point lead. This is their biggest of the game. Here's Middleton. And the shot falls short that time.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised that it ended up going their way with the miss.
Herter gets the bucket.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
Washington leading by 8. Smart right side. Puts up a 3. That's good. And so Middleton with the assist. Middleton's got 3 assists in the game. And timeout by Billy Donovan. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
They were so consistent from the three-point range in that one. And that's a nice weapon to have as a visiting team.
Yeah, they just pummeled them from the perimeter. Did a nice job working the ball around and getting those high percentage looks.
Washington making some changes. Kispert comes in for George, and it's Jordan Poole in for Chris Middleton. And the Bulls making a change here. Here's Vucevic. He was another key contributor in that win against Charlotte. Here's Buzelis. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too, and he'll go to the line. It's on Corey Kispert, and you look at Matas Buzelis. Size, touch, feel for the game too, Grant.
Oh, B.A., he's a connector. We all love seeing those offenses where the ball doesn't stick. He's a guy who'll keep things moving.
Now here's Smart. He has 6. It's Giddey on the wing. There's 53 seconds left in the second. Drops in the 3.
Like, sometimes the threes can really boost your confidence, and I'm sure it'll do just that for Giddey.
Here's Poole. And Vucevic with the block. And up the court come the Bulls on the break. Here's Herter. Yes, sir. And it's Ball with the assist that time. Now just a 4-point Wizard lead.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Three-pointer Kispert. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Giddey passes to Herter. Over Poole. Herder can't hit. Giddey against Poole. Poole working the interior.
And this game has Poole's fingertips all over it. This man is dominating right now.
Pass to Vucevic. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's the Washington Wizards. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. Hey, 3 points is better than 2. They built this lead by tacking on that extra point at the end of possessions. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Hello, folks. The first half is in the books, and we've got a lead on the scoreboard for the Washington Wizards.
It's all been gravy, baby, and you know I know all the flavors of gravy. Movement, finding good looks, and shooting the ball at a high clip.
Yeah, beautiful execution at the offensive end. They're in firm control of this game from that standpoint, guys.
How many kinds of gravy are there?
There's barbecue, there's pineapple, there's orange.
And now a subject that's always of interest, player movement around the league.
Their defense just got a lot better. Capella's an elite rim protector. He rebounds, he runs the floor. His value goes beyond the box score.
Yeah, I like what he brings to this lineup.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy New Year's to all of you as we continue our broadcast. One of the stories here, Jordan Poole. Man, is he getting it done today.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
Washington leading by 9. On the court for Chicago. Gideon White pair to make the backcourt. Kevin Herter out there with Buzelis. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint.
There is no lack of energy from Poole. He's a hard charger now.
And for the Bulls, they're shooting 54% from the field so far in this one. Pass to Vucevic. Herter against Middleton. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. And Richard, in a league where shooting has never been more valuable, it's great to have a player like Kevin Herter.
And he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. Matter of fact, he's probably best when he's moving off the ball and causing confusion. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Known as one of the game's great three-point shooters, Herter knows his role and plays it well.
Washington has gotten 7 of 12 three-point attempts to fall. He gets it in there. Carrington's got 5.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Pass to Vucevic. Nifty move. And he lays it up and in.
Too easy for Vucevic. He feasts from these interior spots.
Here's Poole. And rejected. And as it goes out of bounds, Washington able to keep possession. And the fans love seeing incredible moments on defense like that block.
Oh, my. And that was textbook defense. Positioning himself well to send it back.
No good on the quick 3. The Bulls trail by 10. Outside Giddey. Banked it in off the glass. Giddey's got his second bucket of the game.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Got to come through at the free throw line. These are the teams that are getting it done from there. Number 1, Chicago. The Wizards in second.
And you really want to see these types of teams attack and draw fouls because they shoot it so well from the line.
And it's Poole with the ball for the Washington Wizards. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Oh, what an effort by Poole!
And his ability to efficiently score, that's really helped him out in this one, putting them ahead on the scoreboard.
Giddey against Poole. Outside Giddey. Pass to Herter. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3. And Holmes pulls it down. Holmes has got his 6th rebound on the night.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
And that one's good. Poole.
Ooh, going to that hole with confidence. Poole converts that contact bucket.
Outside Herter. Pass to Buzelis. The 3 is up. It's hauled in by Carrington. Washington leading by 12. Poole, the pass to Holmes. Here's Carrington. There's the triple. Buzelis grabs the board. Outside Giddey. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Herter from long range. And again, no good by Chicago. For Washington, they've gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Here's Poole. That one off the back iron and out. The Bulls trail by 12. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Ryan, there are some players who felt the 65-game requirement for postseason awards was too high. The NBA's executive VP and head of operations, Joe Dumars, said, quote, "You're still allowed to miss 20% of the season. People pay to go, and they want to see their stars play." Ryan, it's all about the fans.
True enough, Allie. Thanks.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And the Wizards making a change here. George is checked in. Williams is checked in for Chicago. .144 left in the third quarter here.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Here's Poole. Poole flashing inside.
Yeah, he's been having his way this quarter, attacking the basket and protecting their lead.
Outside, Williams. White looking it over. Here's the teardrop, and that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
It's just one of those nights where he's been very good, but his team is losing, and that's just an odd feeling.
Here's Poole. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And at home for the next game, it'll be New York pulling in to face them. That'll be the first of 2 games on their home court. Here's Williams. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. Washington leading by 10. Here's Poole. And Poole fighting through contact.
You gotta keep moving when you're inside like that. Poole with the textbook move.
Pass to White. And here is Williams. And Holmes pulls it down. Holmes has got 7 rebounds in the game. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Poole from long range. Williams grabs the board. Williams has got 4 rebounds now.
He knocked down a 3 in the first quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
To the inside. With 4 on the clock. And he can't bank that one in. What a performance for Jordan Poole. He's been the story for the Wizards. A tremendous offensive output. He's got 29 tonight. We'll be back in a moment. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
You've got to admire the vision just as much as the accuracy. Not many players can even spot that pass.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. We've got George, Malcolm Brogdon out there with Marcus Smart. Then it's Chris Middleton, and it's Champagnie at the center position. That's the group for Washington right now.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
3-pointer is up. Middleton. That's in. Coming off an assist from Smart. And the Wizards lead by 13. Middleton's gone 2 of 4 shooting. Brogdon against White. Pass to Williams. Outside Jones. Just 5 on the clock. Launches it. It's rebounded by Washington. George has got 4 rebounds in the game.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
3-pointer is up from Brogdon. And again, it's Washington with a 3.
They've had a hard time shutting down the 3-point shot.
Jones against Smart. Outside Jones. The ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Smart. It's a one-on-one situation. Pass to George. Oh, deflected. And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Now here's Horton Tucker. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
That's a costly error. Let's see how they bounce back.
Well, they don't have time to dwell on that. They just need to learn from their mistakes and move forward. Next play.
And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Washington leading by 16. Here's Poole. And he converts the layup. Poole's got 31.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Two points. That one goes. Poole's got 16 points here in the second half.
Deep into the game, you rely on players like him to keep delivering.
It's stolen by Poole. And it's cleared by Vucevic. The Bulls trail by 20. Right side Herder. Pass to Buzelis. White for three. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone. Until someone stops him, just let him roll.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. It's going to be Poole shooting. It's going to belong to Nikola Vucevic. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Washington.
I'm liking the throwback approach. They're making use of the mid-range area and inflicting major damage there.
And we can't forget about how ferocious they've been cutting to the rim, just going right at defenders and finding ways to finish.
Hey, Grant, when you look at the mentality of today's players, what are the differences from back in your day?
Well, B.A., through the wonders of technology, players interacting more directly with their fans and telling their own stories. Also, there's a brotherhood. It's a bit more brotherly, with players on different teams more friendly than in days past. And, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Bulls trail by 20. White, the pass to Vucevic. Here's Herder. Back to Vucevic. Pass to Buzelis. Fires the three. Herder from long range. Another three for Chicago.
Well, you see, the ability to get the ball where it needs to go is what really stands out regarding Buzelis.
Here's Poole. Soft touch off the glass. Poole's got 9 points now in the quarter.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
No let up with these guys. They're going for the throat now.
And the basket is good.
Ooh, an aggressive move. Takes it strong, and there's no help defensively.
Pass to Carrington. Let's go with a three. Poole shot is off. The Bulls trail by 17.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Wizards.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And so they'll chalk up another win and put themselves at 31 wins on the year.
And they've had their fingerprints all over this series, winning 2 straight and looking like they have this team's number.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Jordan Poole.
The scoring effort from him, unreal. Carrying this team, I mean, he was amazing tonight.
Washington has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the 4th. Brogdon finds George. Smart for 3. Connects from downtown.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
You have to love their effort. This game wasn't handed to them. They took it.
Now here's Jones. Ball right side. No good on the shot. Ooh, some solid defense from Brogdon. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Smart. Pass to George. Beyond the arc.
Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
So we see the Wizards taking the W here. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure their fans appreciated it too. We saw the outstanding defense and a loaded offensive effort, and they were just dominant out there.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, time for our player of the game, Jordan Poole.
Add to Grinder and everyone, thanks for watching. Like, thumbs up, comment, subscribe and share. Victory hand.
Yeah, 2K, everybody appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Peace.